Alright guys, in this YouTube video I'm going to be getting ready for the Leslie County Hill Climb race, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what I do to get this dirt bike ready each and every weekend. I'm no different than you guys. I have to sit here and work on these bikes and get them ready for each ride and each event and make sure that it won't break down in the woods, hopefully. So let's get to it.
Goon climbers!
Alright, first thing on the chopping block is I got to shorten this chain. I have extended brand extensions on here. These are too long for the aggressive style of the racing that I want to run, so I'm going to run these shorter extensions. So I got to take these off, shorten the chain, and then just take the whole rear end apart. I don't normally do this. I usually like to get stuff done really fast, so if I skip anything, just comment below if you want to see. But I use a flathead for this. I don't use any special tools because that's just a waste of time. You really don't need that. And again, you just a flathead, you can use everything. And you know what? I was like one of those people that loved to have this specialty tool for doing things. I was like, ooh, they make a tool for it, I must get it. Well, it's easier just to not have a specialty tool and just see what little tools you can use to make things happen. Because if you do that, you can be in the middle of the woods, and if something happens, you can break it with the least amount of, fix it with the least amount of tools. So we're gonna go ahead and change these, get the master links off, bam. Now, what I'm gonna do is, if I can get this thing off of here. Okay, now this extra longer piece I'm gonna save, because the next time I run these extensions, I'm just gonna throw this on. And this chain, the way it is already long enough for this. So it's perfect. I just pop that off, switch this. Putting on and off extensions that are different lengths and sizes is really easy. It's just simple, it's not complicated. So what I'm gonna do is pull that aside. Now I'm gonna take this crescent wrench, and I don't like to use crescent wrenches for this just because you can strip them if you're not careful, but I'm in a hurry today, so I don't wanna freaking this piece of crap. So now I'm just gonna twist this off. So you guys don't know 100% what I'm doing. So today, changing the extensions, putting a new tire on, this spare rim right here. I always have spare rims. It's easier to swap that way. So I'm gonna put a new tire on this, change the grip studs, and we'll see where that gets us. So got this loose, bang this thing right here. Pull this off. Okay, I'm gonna set this tire over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this tie wire that I've got here. Now, if you have extensions and you don't have a brake stay, it's not a big deal. And honestly, I hate brake stays unless they're built really good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these extensions off with whatever Allens that I got. Perfect size. I'm gonna bust these loose. And I always put Loctite on extension bolts, because the last thing you want is to be climbing a hill wide open or going out a trail and these extension bolts come off on you. So not a good time. Oh my gosh, that was so tight. Okay. And you don't want to get them so tight and so locked up that you can't get them off, because that's kind of scary too. So let's get this off of here. Now, I really like extended brand extensions. I think they're really good. I never had issues with them, but they don't make them anymore. So you'll have to find a new source for those extensions if you ever try to get some. But I would just get open edge design extensions. Travis does an amazing job with it. So take this off. I wish I had a mechanic. That'd be really cool. But also at the same time too, it's nice to just relax and work on your bike without anybody bothering you. Okay. I think this is maybe cross-threaded. No, it's not cross-threaded. It's just some tough Loctite, I'll tell you that. Okay. These extensions. Stop right here. All right. I always clean the surface area of my mounting points. Okay, now we're gonna throw on these open edge design extensions. They take this Allen. I'm gonna pop these off. So what I'm gonna do is get everything set up on my dirt bike to just install the wheel. That way I don't have to fiddle with that later on. So I'm gonna get these in the right spot. Get these tightened up. Oh, other side here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab some Loctite. All right. Always put a little bit of Loctite on your hill climb extensions. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is tighten this up. Tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten it up. Okay, I'm gonna get this in. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get them scooted all the way up on the extensions here. Okay, now I'm gonna put a couple good torques in it. Go back and forth until it's tight. You don't want one side tighter than the other. Ugh. All right, time to move on to the other side. So just look up open edge extensions. Travis, our buddy of ours, he builds these extensions. He does a phenomenal job with them. And he's a true craftsman. He's a true artist. Okay, so I'm gonna put Loctite on this right here. Okay, tighten this up. Go as far as I can with it. Okay, that's the end of the Loctite. Don't need it anymore. But yeah, this hill climb race at Leslie County RV Park. It's a good hill climb. It's actually pretty gnarly, so I'm kind of mentally prepping for this as well because it seems like there's gonna be a lot more people there this time. And honestly, there's gonna be tons of guys there that have a way better setup than me, like a rear tire setup, but it's okay. I don't mind if I win it or not. It's just a really fun event. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this surface area. It looks awful. And I'm very, very OCD about having stuff clean. The cleaner it is, the better it operates, the better you're able to keep it maintained. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch my tire just because this one's kind of wore out and rolled a little bit, and I want to get this Starcross 6 on here. It's a little bit harder than I thought it was, just by the way it feels, but regardless, I'm gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's what you have to do with tire setups. You have to try and figure out what works for you. Sometimes a tire works, sometimes a tire doesn't work, but I will say this, if you're looking to get a tire, I would go with the IRC M5B. It works anywhere in the country, and it's my favorite tire all around. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm gonna take these rim locks loose. I always put 2 rim locks on all of my hill climb dirt bike setups. Reason being is, you know, if you get a flat tire and you only have 1 rim lock holding your tire on, it seems to, you know, cause a lot of issues. Obviously it's already an issue, but if you have 2 rim locks, at least you can hill climb the rest of the day, beat up your rim a little bit, you know, whatever. Or if you need to get out of a certain situation, you can get out of there with at least 2 rim locks that'll hold your tire onto the rim. And to be honest with you guys, I really don't care how my rims look. I don't care what anything looks like on my dirt bike, just as long as it's mechanically sound. My spokes are tight, my rim's in good shape. I don't care what they look like. That's just personal preference. I know some people like to make their bikes look pretty and nice, which is cool, but we're hill climbing, and a lot of the times you don't make hills and your bike flips and, you know, flips down a hill, and I don't, you know, you put money into a dirt bike that you're gonna flip off a hill, it's just you'll be in debt soon. I guys had to change the camera angle a little bit because the wind is getting hectic here in Kentucky. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this valve cap off and then pull my valve core out. Now everybody does tires a different way. This is just how I've done it. Yeah, let that thing go loose. And we're gonna take, this is a good tube, so we're gonna save the tube, try to save it. So what I'm gonna do is use this Robaconda. Now these are great. I don't like the Robaconda specifically for tubes. It works great for bib mooses, but I'm not a bib moose guy, so I might be, I don't know. People have told me for long periods of time to switch over to a bib moose. I like tubes because I can change them on the trail. But also, if you have a bib moose, there's no need to change it on a trail because it won't have an issue. So there's pros and cons to everything. Let me see if this baby powder works on this down through here, make it slick. Okay, I'm gonna put this under that rotor. I don't know, something ain't right. Or maybe something is right, I just not. Okay, you only need 2 spoons for this. Okay, that should do it. We should be loose. Okay. Sweet, we popped off. All right, so we're gonna get this around all the way. Tires are just, they suck, but you have to do them. You have to do them. So what we're gonna do is get the tube out of here. Gotta find the stem, push it through. This is a good tough tube from Tusk at Rocky Mountain. Okay, I'm gonna save that tube. Actually, I'm gonna pump it up to see if it holds air, but what we need to do is flip this on the other side and get the rest of this off. Okay, now this is the easy side. You ain't really got to do much on this side with fighting it or bearing, but the initial is always the hardest. And honestly, the first thing with anything in life is always the hardest. Waking up in the morning, freaking cooking your first meal of the day, going to your first ever job, going to your first, hill climb race or hill climb event, anything in life, like doing something for the first time or first set of it in a little while is always gonna suck. So what I'm gonna do is get rim locks on the bottom, pull out and up. Now I gotta get these spikes out of here, but I'll do them here shortly when the whole new rim and tire setup's on here, and then I'll get my drill and just rock on there. So I'll set this over here. Now I get my tires on the rim differently than most people. So I used to have a tubeless system, and what I do is I put the rims on using this metal bracket. I'm gonna get my tire. Tire says which way? So it needs to go this way, okay? So I'm gonna set this over here. It's just a little metal angled piece from tubeless. I used to run tubeless tubes, and they give you one of these, or you can buy them on Rocky Mountain or Amazon or wherever. But anyways, I use these to get the tire into, or the rim into the tire. It's just easier for me. I'm not the strongest guy out there, and I hate bulldogging stuff. So if I don't have to bulldog it, I'm not going to. I'm going to use tools and my brain to do something that would require a lot of physical strength. So also, this tire seems like it's kind of sticky at the moment, if that makes sense. It's like still hard from the factory. I probably should have let this thing sit out in the sun today. And honestly, I don't think this is going to be a fun tire to do. Maybe, maybe not. Now this is very unorthodox for a lot of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sprocket side first. Get it on. I have my bead buddy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in a spot where it works out. And then I need to put some lube on here too. Okay, run this on there, make it easier. I don't have any lube, that's why I'm using baby powder, okay? So, whatever. All right, do is keep that right there. I like these two Tusk spoons. They're like the best. They're the smoothest operating. They are phenomenal. That bead buddy makes it to where I don't have to have somebody else help me, which I don't like help a lot of the time. Okay, so let's. See, we got to get baby bites up until this rim lock. This is the most annoying part about rim locks, bro. Something right. There we go. We good there? Probably not. Okay, there we go. That's why it didn't. You got to make sure it's in the drop dead center. Okay, and we're moving on around. You just got to keep working it. Probably should have used some kind of lube, but regardless, we're on. Okay. Now we're gonna flip this thing. Making sure there are no leaks. There ain't no leaks. Because you don't want to put your tube on, you know, after pinching it while getting it out, and then you put it in there, pump it up. Oh, it's flat. I've done that a bunch. So not the coolest. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some baby powder all around this thing. Now this can be just like the worst part of the whole experience right here. Getting this tube in. You want to get it off of here. And sometimes it's hard to get this valve stem in there. So what you want to do is you want to lift up the other side of the tire, put the spoon around the sprocket or whatever is over there, and then work it in on this side. And there that went. This tire is so stiff. Okay. Oh yeah, this is not gonna be cool. So what we're gonna do, get some more of this in there. And get some more of this. Let's get the rest of this tube in. Again, another tip that you can do is tape the tube and fold it in half and tape it, or make an S out of it and tape it. That way you don't pinch it when you're putting it in the tire when you first get this bead on there, because a lot of times you can pinch these tubes. I've just been doing it a while, so I kind of know what I'm doing. I really don't mess up that much, but every once in a while, and it could be today, who knows, but hopefully not. Okay, once you get that tube in, oh, we're golden, bro. Now, the part that everybody hates is this last little bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start where it is pretty much. We don't want our rim lock to be the last thing that we try to get the bead onto, because it's tricky. So what we'll do is we're gonna get as close to this one as we can. So I'm gonna get right here. Honestly, I'm probably gonna put some WD-40 on this because it's just way too like just sticky and rubbery, man. All right. Okay, gotta get this side in. We gotta make sure that rim lock's pushed. Okay, we're good there. Now we're just gonna work around slowly. And also, as you work around really slow, you need to make sure that the drop dead center right here is still good. So push down every once in a while there. Remember, all you need is these two. You don't need no big giant spoons. You don't need nothing crazy. Just keep it simple. It's all about leverage and using your brain. You don't need to be some freaking gorilla with your freaking tire set up. Okay, so now we're getting to the point where it gets kind of sketchy. I don't like that. Okay, so we're gonna make sure this is down in there, down in there. Okay, too big of a bite. I need to grab littler bites. I don't want to be using all my strength and energy for this, because you don't need to. Okay, let's keep on working. Got some lube in it. We're barely grabbing it. We're not touching that tube at all. So I'm gonna spray some lube on this just to help it seat on the bead. Pump it up. We're gonna go real slow. Little chunks at a time. A little bit. Okay, are we good? I think we're good, guys. This is a really hard tire. Okay, always 2 rim locks. I'm just gonna get this thing tight, get it squared away. That rim lock's on, everything's good to go. I'm gonna take this tire off of here, get it lined up to go in the dirt bike swing arm there. So let's get to it. The next thing that you want to do is to grab some nitrile gloves or just some sort of glove. We're gonna put some grease inside of these bearings. Again, if you're not greasing your bearings, then what's the point of just putting on tires and axles all the time if they're just gonna wear out? These can last a really long time if you just lube them up. So, go ahead and put some grease in this thing, and this is something very, very, very simple that you can do right before you put your tire on that will make everything last longer and you don't have to work on it. There's a lot of lazy people out there, and honestly, buying used dirt bikes is such a hassle because you never know if the freaking lazy people that had it before you even did this. Bam, we're done. Longevity in 5 seconds. All right, gonna go ahead and throw this, and again, guys, I'm not weird with my grease. I just put it on every time because I change tires a lot, so I don't go and buy the most expensive one because I know I'm gonna be changing my tire very soon because I ride hard. Clean your axle out before you put it on. Sometimes I'll hit these threads with some brushes, but I'm not going to. A little bit of parts brake cleaner. Okay, yep, all cleaned up. So then put it in different spots all around it, then just hammer this thing with grease. Axle here lined up. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is get one side in, get this side in there. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put this master link on. Okay, put the master link on. And put the two. Now I'm not partial between O-ring and X-ring. I could care less if one is better than the other. I actually put O-ring and X-ring together. So it doesn't matter. Here's an X-ring, here's an O-ring. Who cares? I'm gonna go ahead and get a socket on this thing. Just take vice grips and sockets and just, it works really good. Okay, now we can put our master link on. Sweet. Bam, we are rocking and rolling. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up the whole area, get my chain adjusted a little bit better than what I like, and then get that brake line situated over there. And then I'm gonna readjust my front end, and that'll be that. So let's get to it. When I bleed my brakes, I just went to Rocky Mountain or Tusk and just got one of these little pumps here with a canister. So all you do is you take your cap off of your master cylinder here. Okay, and what we're gonna do is fill it full of brake fluid, .4 or whatever your bike recommends. I've done this 1,000 times. So what we're gonna do is pump this thing up and crack the little bleeder here. Just keep going. Then we'll do it again. The vacuum system for brakes is the best. Instead of just pumping it, and it's old school. It works if you're in a bind, but man, I'm not gonna sit here and pump it and try to get everything out. I'm gonna use a vacuum. Okay, and you'll do this a couple times. Right about there. Then we're gonna see where that puts us with this thing. Cap, and we're overflowing just a little bit, so it's okay if you overflow just a little bit. There's also peepholes on this thing that lets out access. Instant brakes, sweet. That's how you do brakes on a hill climb dirt bike. All right, so I wrecked this thing the other weekend, and the front's all tweaked, the front fender's off, the wheels off, like everything's off. So I'm just gonna loosen everything up and get it tight again. Up. Okay, that's good there. I'm gonna leave that because it's not wanting to come off. Pisses me off every time. Go ahead and loosen this. Loosen that. Loosen this side. Bam. Bam. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen this because my steering neck is you don't want it to move too much. So like, tighten this down. A little bit. All right, that's about where you want it. So now I'm gonna tighten up this pinch bolt. Okay, we're good there. So now, and these might be off just a little, so we're gonna have to still eyeball it. So. Okay, so now I'm gonna loosen this side, get it close to the same, and you don't have to take your tire off to do this at all. Okay, antifreeze is good. If you think of something, check it. You don't want to forget. It's like the worst thing you can do. We're gonna tighten this up till it just starts spinning on its own. Tighten up this side first. Okay, so these are tight. Okay. What we're gonna do now is push down, and what we're doing is just trying to get the tire dead nuts where it wants to be. Not too tight. Okay, now we're gonna get this axle nut tight if it needs it. It's already tight. All right guys, so all you need to adjust your chain is, again, the two wrenches that does your adjuster blocks, and then your big crescent wrench or socket for your axle nut. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. You don't want it too tight, you wanna get it kind of snug. So I'm gonna see where we're at. See here, that's perfect. I'm gonna check to make sure it's in the right setting. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Back in, 1, 2, 3. We're dead nuts. So all I'm gonna do is tighten this up, and we're good to go racing. I need to clean my air filter. All right guys, so I forgot to change my air filter and clean it, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip this air filter out, spray it, clean it, let it dry for the next couple of days, put it back in when it gets closer to the race. But I just checked my oil color is good. I've only had it on one ride, so I'm fine. Front end's good and tight, back end's good and tight, new tire on. All I'm gonna do is let pressure out of my tire to get it around 8 PSI. So we'll go from there, and yeah, that's all I do to get my dirt bike ready for this hill climb, and mostly that's what it looks like every single big event. Now after I get done riding it this time, I think it should be good to ride for the next couple of rides without doing all of this to it. Again, Everybody's bike is different. Your maintenance will look different from bike to bike and person to person, but that's what I do to get my bike ready for each and every ride. I hardly have any issues, and if you do what I did, your bike's gonna last longer and you won't have to work on it so much. So hopefully that helps. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. Check out goonclimbers.com for merch and the Goon Climber community, where we let you guys know what's going on in the hill climb world, because a lot of times Facebook, YouTube, and all these other places, you just get a bunch of people that talk crap and they're not really hill climbers, and they're not the ones out there hill climbing. A lot of the people that are on social media websites and, you know, just commenting just crap, they're not actual hill climbers. The actual hill climbers are the ones that are out there getting it, hill climbing every day, working on the bikes, hitting the biggest hills, and in the Goon Climber community. So we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.